Hey, fellow YouTubers, are you able to hold your focus? Are you able to keep your balance during this most intense time in our physical known history? I don't know about you, but I have certainly fallen a few times from my focus on my direction during this time where I have a desire to try and control the events that are outside of my control in this situation. This is our time to remember that all we can control is our reaction and to be civic minded if that's our goal. So I love if you would take a few minutes, hit the subscribe button. If you're not already a subscriber, hit the bell to be notified when I post a video. Let's talk about how we're going to maintain our future as we fly down this next drop on the roller coaster that is coming on the 20th. It's in the stars, it's in the news, it's happening. We can feel it under our feet. So, how do we focus when we don't know where we're going in the future and if we don't have a good image of where we want to be? I notice, especially as I get older, it's harder for me to envision myself in the future. And so, what I have learned to do is to see the steps in front of me as if my eyes are the camera of where I'm going, rather than envisioning myself, which tends to be a little more difficult. So I would love if you would just take a minute right now to close your eyes and allow yourself to set in to the feeling of something that feels amazing. What might that be to you? Put everything else aside that's happening in our world today and just allow yourself to set into the feeling of what feels good. I see myself when I close my eyes, I see a path in front of me in the woods. I'm not sure why, but that's what I see. I see trees and I see little hills, and I find myself going for a hike, and that feels beautiful. And the more we can hold the feelings, it does not have to be the image of yourself in a certain house or a certain country or with a certain people or with a family. It doesn't have to be the specific vision, because the universe already knows what you've put out that are your desires. What it needs to be is allowing the feeling that feels so good to expand into the universe as often as possible, as many times a day. Once you find that feeling and anchor it in, find an anchor, rub your fingers together, and then when something feels tense, rub your fingers and bring that feeling back. Oh, wait, let me feel myself walking down that path, walking the dogs in the woods, a stream next to me. Oh, I can sit down on a boulder, put my feet in the stream. Allow yourself to develop the image without forcing it that feels good, that brings the emotion that will emanate into the universe to bring back the feelings that will give that same emotion. That's how we're going to create the futures that we want in front of us. So let's see what energies the tarot has for us this week. This week I pulled the Morgan Greer Tarot. I saw as I picked up the Hanged Man, taking a different view. seeing other people's point of view, knowing everything is not exactly as it seems. I saw that on the bottom of the deck before I started shuffling. This is a time for each of us to hold our intentions in order to assist the entire planet and humanity. And so these card readings, as very collective readings, will be interpreted differently by each one of us as you hear the interpretation of the card. Every one of us will say, oh, I know what that's talking about, or that doesn't apply to me. Everybody will have their own interpretation, and that's how it's meant to be. So accept that as your message from your guides when you hear that in your own thoughts. Let's do a quick cut. Good. And let's see what energies the cards have for us today. The Seven of Wands is a little bit of being defensive, a little bit about holding a position. But let's just walk away and not be involved in the conflict. Let's know that we can just turn around and take our own path. We don't need to attempt to cross that barrier. It's not necessary. Just walk away. This is our time to follow our own passions, our own futures, to create what we want, not to worry about trying to cross what they are holding us from. The Six of Wands underneath that, the card of success after battle, knowing that we are going to move forward, but we first have to be willing to put our own rod down and just walk away and not interact with them. You know what? You're not my people. My people are behind me. So the energies for today, the Hanged Man. This is a time for all of us to recognize that life is not exactly as we believed. This tends to be my theme. We grew up in a time on the planet, no matter when you grew up, if you were born in the 40s, 50s, or if you were born in year 2000, we were raised without a thought that we have a real purpose on the planet in humanity. We just think, oh, we're born. We have to follow the societal steps forward of, as I've said before, going to school and going to college and getting a job, and then working through retirement and having a few years off, and then starting over. We're learning that there is more to life than this, that there is a purpose to being on this planet. This can be a time to wait. This can be a time, it's not a time to move forward in the Hanged Man. This can be a time to recognize that things are changing. This is our notification to stop and realize that we are a connected being, that we are here for a purpose bigger than just being on the planet. And let's ask, I want to further that Hanged Man. What are you telling us with that Hanged Man? Recognize that the word magic came into my mind just then, that we are living on an earth that is actually magical if we know how to operate it. And that's why it's easy for some people. They may not consciously know how they're operating the system, but they have been taught the habit of feeling good, And that is the answer. Although it's not clear. It's not clear for many of us. You know, this reality has been hidden from us for thousands of years. This is not a well-known belief system because we have been intentionally blocked from this information as we are veiled when we are born. Notice both major arcana so far. That is very serious. Okay, one more card for today, please. Temperance. Fascinating because we have Temperance and the Hanged Man, which are both cards of stillness, of waiting, of quiet, of introspection, of alchemy, of knowing who we are, of recognizing our connection to spirit and recognizing that our thoughts, our images, our emotions through alchemy are creating our new reality. I know that's what I say because that is the message that we have to learn. Through the habits of our thoughts, we create our every future moment. And although this reality has been hidden from us for centuries, for millennium, we have been veiled from the knowledge that we are connected beings creating our reality. And this is our time to see, to take this new look and to learn that we create our reality through our thoughts and our feelings and our emotions. Through the alchemy of living. That's what we're on the planet for. So take a few minutes today and see yourself doing something that gives you that great feeling. If you have a difficult time imagining yourself, envisioning yourself, make your eyes cameras and look out and see where you're going. Thanks. Have a great week. Maintain your balance. Keep your thoughts and your emotions as often as you can. Rub those fingers, bring yourself back to that good feeling.